guys, it's me, girl Shant'e. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hit the button to the channel. If you are new, scratch that. Welcome back. Period. I told y'all see me in this outfit again. It's because these videos is dropping back to back. So by the time you guys can see, this story time was actually very prolonged because it's one of my most recent stories. So I was kind of scared to say something, but then I was just like, right, no weapon formed against me gonna prosper, because what he gonna do? Oh, okay, period. So by the time you guys can see, he was a scammer and he almost got me killed. Just get into it. So I was dating this guy or whatever. Relationship was already weird to me, man. He was just dark. Like, his spirit just gave dark soul. Like, it just gave dark, deep hurt, depression, anger. Sorry, y'all. Dating, he found me on Instagram. That was the first red flag. Every time I meet them on Instagram, it's just a whole different story. Stop meeting these niggas on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. He ended up DMing me or whatever. We started talking. I don't really know how he persuaded me to be his girlfriend. I'm gonna be completely honest. But we ended up dating. I would always go to like his mom's house to see him or whatever, because he stayed probably like 30 minutes away from me. He rarely pulled up on me. And see, these were the red flags that I was not paying attention to. So let's just get situated, sis, because this is an interesting story. Okay, so boom. So around this time, it was just weird to me. Like, the relationship was just dark. So we started talking. He was a rapper or whatever. He is trash as a rapper. I'm sorry. It just, everybody got a talent, baby, and that one wasn't yours, ain't yours. I don't think it's gonna be yours. I'm not hating. I just don't want you to be out here trying to pursue something that's not meant for you. That's it. That's all. To go over there to see him or whatever from time. And that was the #1 red flag, because we never, y'all, this is dead serious, we never went anywhere. Well, I lied, we ended up going out of town, but we never went anywhere in the city. Like, we never went anywhere in the city. So we would just never do anything, but I never paid it no attention, because honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest, I really didn't take the relationship that serious, because he was already kind of like, so I was just like, it is what it is. So we dating or whatever, we would get on the phone and we would talk. The relationship was cool, but it was just, stuff just started clicking in my head. So as we dating, my best friend and my best friend's ex-boyfriend, who passed, rest in peace to Javon and Naya, was like, okay, let's go on a double date or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool, like, let's do that. So this is the first red flag. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go on a double date. So he went to asking 1,000,001 questions, like 1,000,001 questions, like, oh, who gonna be there? What time we going? Da 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 da. So I'm like, my best friend and her boyfriend. Oh, who is he? Da 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 da. So I'm showing him a picture, whatever. You know, sometimes, because that's how I am. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. If somebody gonna be somewhere, I want to know who all gonna be there. But I want to OD how he did. So I don't really know, whatever. So I'm like, why you don't ever want to do nothing? Like, so I was making it a big deal, because I'm like, if you don't go, we could go ahead and can this, because we're not gonna keep doing this little scene like we tiptoeing and stuff. So boom. He ended up agreeing to it or whatever. So I had asked him, I was like, well, do you want to get food out here before we get on to the beach? Because the way our beach is set up, it's a good little ride to the beach. So I was like, do you want to go ahead and get something to eat before we get to the beach? Because I knew we was going to eat there. But, you know, you need a little sniggity snack before you go do. When you around water, it makes you hungry for some reason. So I was just like, let's just get something to eat real quick, and then we'll get something to eat once we get on the beach. He's like, nah, we ain't got to get nothing to eat. Let's just go ahead and go. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we ended up getting there. We all got there at the same time or whatever. And he ended up meeting Javon. I could call his real name, but he ended up meeting Javon and Naya. And Javon, the way Javon had looked, I had already read him or whatever. So it was given like, that's what Javon gave. He gave like, okay, weird, but that's best friend, boyfriend. And Javon was like my brother. So it was definitely a protection thing. So it kind of, he already, you know how you can read somebody's body language, or it's just like, yeah, I got my eyes on you, because something a little off. So we get out there or whatever, and them two separated, we separated. But in my head, I'm kind of like, why are we separating? Like, why are we separating? Like, we need to all get to know, like, this, we supposed to be talking, conversating. So it went totally different in my head. Y'all, why we get to the beach, right? We get to the beach, baby, and he says, can we get something to eat? So I'm like, oh yeah, we can get something to eat. We can go out to eat. Let me go get him. He was like, nah. He's like, why we can't go to Wendy's? So in my head, I'm like, I asked you if you wanted to go to Wendy's before we got out here. Now you want to drive 30 minutes backwards to get something to eat. We could just get something to eat out here. So he was just like, bro, I just want Wendy's. I don't really eat all this stuff out here. I just want some Wendy's. So I'm just like, so you really made me drive all the way out here after I just asked you if you wanted Wendy's and you told me no, we passed it Wendy's? Like, make it make sense. Like, I'm going off, I'm like, make it make sense. So my best friend see me, so I'm just like, don't even, I just was like, don't even worry about it. So I walked to my best friend. I'm like, we finna go, whatever. He pissing me off. Now he want to eat something that's not out here. 30 minutes. And I said, I don't feel like arguing with nobody. I said, if I get him back home in time, I'll just come back out here with y'all because I'm not finna do this. So my best friend just like, what? Like, what? So Javon like, wait, where they going? Like, Javon like, where they going? I thought we supposed to go all get something to eat, you know, have chill, relax. So Javon already telling her, he like, yeah, no, that ain't the one for her. Like, no, it's just weird because he knows I'm a people's person. No, so now he like, yeah, I've been, like, I ain't gonna lie, my best friend been on that too. My best friend been, you know, it's crazy. My best friend Javon and my ex, Boomerang, I think that's what I called him in one of my story times. They always just like, I don't like him for Shant'e. Like, it's just something about him that we just do not like. Like, everybody had that, but nobody would say nothing. Because when I was dating Demon, people would say stuff, and then I would just run away. So I guess they was just trying to let me find out for myself who he was, how he was, and this, that, and the third. So we ended up walking to the car or whatever. So he was like, you really pissed off about this? I said, yeah, you just made me waste gas to come all the way out here for all of 10 minutes to go back to a place I just asked you if you wanted to go, and you just told me no, you didn't want to go there. Now all of a sudden you get out here in the public, now you acting retarded. So I'm just like, bruh, what was the whole point to even come if you wasn't even going? So I was just like, don't worry about it, I'm about to just drive home. So we driving home, y'all. He's a narcissist, by the way. So we driving home, and he immediately like, Dad, if you want to go back, we could go back. I don't want to upset you. Da, da, da. Now mind you, this boy's saying this as soon as we hit the bridge. As soon as we hit the 29.59 minutes of getting off the beach, that's when he said, if you want to go back. Well, you know darn well I'm not finna turn my car around and go back to no darn beach, and we just stop talking to me, for real. Please stop talking to me. So boom, the next day rolled around. I still got a strong attitude. I'm talking about attitude so strong, baby, you would have thought it was alcohol the way it was finna knock it out. Like, sleep with attitude, woke up with a bigger attitude. Like, that's just where it was. I'm just like, at this point, I'm just beyond this. That's that. So we dating, but now I'm kind of just like, ugh. He used to, I don't want to put that out here, but y'all know he used to slang. So if you know what that means. So he used to deal. Like, he was a dealer. And I ain't talking about blackjack when I mean deals. At this time, I'm just kind of like, okay, let me back up from this era because it's just not giving. So I'm texting him. I'm just like, bro, I don't like that you still do this. Like, this is lame. Da, da, da. So he would always tell me I'm about to stop or whatever because I'm not going to keep doing this all my life. I'm going to just go ahead and take rapping full serious. So I'm like, okay, whatever. If that's what you want to do. So in my head, I already just had an escape route because if you really thought you was finna keep rapping and I was finna be with a trash rapper, I couldn't do it. Like, I'm not being funny, but if somebody's really, and it wasn't just me telling him to stop, it was a bunch of people. His mama even was telling him to stop. Like, he sounded horrible. I'm not finna be embarrassed, baby. Ain't finna do it. I don't even know how. I think this relationship lasted all of 4 months. Y'all, my right eye keep twitching. That means somebody talking good about me while I'm talking bad about somebody else. I wonder if his left eye twitching. So one day I just was asking questions. I was just like, so how come, you never take me with you when you doing what you do or whatever? He was just like, I don't want to put you in the mix of that. Mind you, I used to date Demon. Like, Demon never put me in a mix of anything, but I was always passenger seat princess with him. Anytime he go out and do what he doing, whatever, it's never me in the car. Like, I'm always the driver. Like, that's the point that be blowing me. I'm never the passenger in his car. I'm always the driver in my car. He's the passenger in my car. But I started peeping that. We're gonna get to that. So that was, keep that in mind. We decided that one day I have my homeboy. I'm gonna call him friend. So my homeboy friend, he was having a house party with, well, not really a house party, but he was having a couples night or whatever. So he was like, everybody bring their couples, everybody bring their partner, y'all just come out, we gonna make martinis. Because y'all, one thing about friend, baby, friend gonna make a martini, honey, and I love that because it be so good. Like, I swear, he's a phenomenal bartender. He's my best friend. He's my boy best friend. Like, ugh, just love you, friend. So anyway, he was like, yeah, just come on, whatever. So I'm just like, I'm gonna have to sit this one out because I know he's not gonna want to come. So I'm gonna name him? Name him Dark. So I'm like, Dark not gonna want to go or whatever. So now he was like, Dad, because I really wanted to go. Javon would want to go. So I'm just like, don't even worry about it. Like, I'm not even pressed about it. I'm not even finna ask to be pissed off. So friend was like, just ask anyway, friend. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I end up asking or whatever. So I'm asking him, like, you want to go to my friend's house or whatever, date night or whatever. He like, who is your friend? Da, 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 da. So y'all, mind y'all, show him everybody's pictures that's gonna be there, right? So specifically, I ended up showing him one of my homegirls' girlfriend or whatever. So when he seen her, he was like, he looked and he was just like, and then he passed my phone. He was like, oh no, I'm straight or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. what it is when stuff get crazy. One thing led to another on why we broke up, and then the biggest thing ended up happening. So the first thing that happened while we broke up, I ended up going downtown with one of my old homegirls or whatever. Now mind you, Dark has my location or whatever. So I'm like, so I called him, I'm like, okay, well, I'm about to go downtown or whatever with my homegirl. So he like, what you about to go do? Go to the bar and stuff? So I'm like, yeah. So he was like, alright. And hung up. So I'm like, so I called back, I'm like, it's a problem, you don't want me to go or something? I'm like, what's up? Narcissist. So I'm like, what's up? He's like, nah, don't worry about it. If you're gonna go, just go ahead and go. So in my head, I'm like, okay, whatever. So at first I was trying to consider his feelings, but then I was just like, you know what, Shant'e, I need this, so let's just go. So me and my homegirl ended up going, and I think we left at like 11, either 10 or 11 to go, and then we got back in the house at like 3. And baby had a great time. I ended up, listen y'all, I ended up running into, did I tell that story time? I think I told that story time how I got my lick back with Demon. I ended up running into that lick. I ended up running into him in the club. And y'all, when I tell y'all, when I'm for somebody, I don't even care if this person ain't for me. When I'm for this person, I'm not gonna react. And baby, I should have, because he was looking scrumdiddlyumptious that night. And I walked past him. He talking about, that's what you want? You finna walk past me? In my head, I'm like, no. Sunday. But I had a man, so I was just like, yeah, I got a man. So I should have just, yeah. Anyway, back to the story. She drove. I drove my car to her house, and then we got in her car and went downtown. So on the way of getting back in the car to go home, y'all, I get a text message, and they was like, this Shant'e, and they spell, y'all know my name is S-H-A-N-T-E. The person spelled my name S-H-A-O-N-T-E. So I'm like, who is this? So my job is 3 o'clock in the morning. So the person texts me talking about some you don't remember me, you don't remember giving me your number downtown. So me and her jerk. I'm like, girl, this gotta be somebody playing on my phone, because I didn't talk to nobody. Like, I was only dancing on her, and my old boo, he got my number, so he's not gonna do all of that. So y'all, dead serious, ended up going on, and I'm just like, y'all know me, I got a women intuition that's so strong that it be right every single time. So boom, I ended up telling her, I said, this gotta be Dark. Like, this gotta be Dark, because he was tripping when I was trying to go downtown. He was tripping. So I'm like, okay, this how we gonna find out. I said, call the number, and I'm gonna call his number at the same time, because it's gonna go straight to voicemail. Y'all, we call. Why the heck? Mind you, it was a green bubble, so I already know you droid down, whoever this is. So I already know this can't be true, because I ain't talking to nobody with no droid, baby. I need to see a blue bubble so I can see if it say delivered or red or any of that. I don't do that green. Don't even bother. If it ain't green like the ciabatta, please don't even bother, period. I'm calling y'all, why is it a text now number? So I'm like, oh yeah, there's somebody playing on my phone right now. Like, there's somebody playing on my phone for sure. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, don't worry about it. Boom, the next day comes, next morning. And my job, I got a little hangover or whatever. So he calls my phone, I got a hangover or whatever. My best friend ended up coming over that next day. So he ends up calling my phone. Trying to call himself going off, y'all. When I tell y'all, he was a deep, dark narcissist. So he was, oh, so where you was at last night? What do we do? I'm like, well, I was downtown, duh. That's what I told y'all to do. Oh, so you was downtown at the bar? Yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of what the downtown area is about. The bars and partying and stuff. That's what you do downtown. What do you think downtown is for? Like, okay. Oh, how you mad at me? How you getting mad at me? Because you don't want to come home 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm not even mad. What are you talking about? Like, I knew I came home 3 o'clock in the morning. First of all, you have my location. So if you felt some type of way about anything I was doing last night, or you felt like, you probably gave one of them niggas your number, I said, you know what's funny? Somebody ended up texting my phone from a text-free number, asking me if I remember giving them my number last night. Oh yeah, you probably did. Yeah. I'm like, no, I didn't. I didn't give nobody my number last night. I said, if I would have gave somebody my number last night, they would at least know how to spell my name right. Yeah, that's darn sure. I said, and on top of that, I would have known what type of phone they had. I said it was an Android and it was a text-free number, so clearly I didn't give my number to nobody last night, sweetie. He going off. Y'all, when I tell y'all this boy was just going off for the last 15 to 20 minutes, I'm on, me and my best friend put this boy on mute and we dying. I'm just like, best friend, this is crazy. I said, after this is it. Like, I'm not even finna talk to this boy no more. Like, this is dead serious. This is so dumb. Why am I arguing with somebody? So he was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. So I was screaming, hollering, so I hung up. So he ended up calling me back, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, crying, laughing. He ended up calling me back. He was like, oh, well, since you want to act like that, don't worry about it. Click, hang up. I said, this boy just called me back just to hang up in my face, because at this point, you could have texted that. So me and my best friend crying, laughing. So he ended up calling, and then he ended up calling one time, and then I answered on the third ring or whatever. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to say this and I'm done. It's just crazy to me how you want to go downtown 3 o'clock in the morning and you mad at me when you the one coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Just going off. That it made no sense on what he was talking about. Like, nothing made sense at all. He just wanted me to be talking to somebody so bad because I ended up finding out he was actually cheating. I'm just trying to figure out how you cheating on me and you ain't even all that yourself. Like, I just don't be understanding how I'm running into these niggas. Like, it just don't be giving what it's supposed to give. So I was like, you know what? At this point, we could break up. Click, bye, boom. End up blocking him. That was the end of that, y'all. So I'm just like, yeah, that relationship was not giving. Like, it was not giving. It was just too deep, dark, and rooted with stuff. So boom, here's where the stuff come in. Going to friend house, y'all. So we sitting there, we talking about it or whatever, we chopping it up. So they talk to me, they're like, okay, Shant'e, so what happened to your little boo? So friend's best friend, I'm gonna call her best friend. Well, I got a best friend too. I'm gonna say my best friend and friend best friend. So friend best friend and her girlfriend was there or whatever. So we all chopping it up about the relationship. They was like, you know, Shant'e, when you be in a relationship, you be going crazy. I said, y'all, honestly, that relationship was not for me. I didn't even want to be with that boy for real. Y'all do that. So my friend, he was like, yeah, friend, I could see that you didn't really want to be with that boy. He said, I could see you was just tolerating him for real. I said, exactly. Like, I don't understand. So we were talking about it or whatever. So girlfriend was like, oh, so y'all not together no more? So I'm like, no. So she was like, I'm glad, sis, I ain't gonna cap. And I was like, what you mean? So she was just like, friend had to tell me something. She was like, I ain't gonna cap, I was supposed to talk to you about this, but when you be in relationships, I don't know how you was really gonna feel about it, or if you felt like I was telling the truth. So everybody in here just lost. The only person that's not lost is friend's best friend and friend's best friend girlfriend. Them three all know about it. So friend was like, friend, I couldn't tell you because it's not my information to tell, but I did tell her that she needed to tell you because this is really, 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 really important. So I'm like, everybody in there, I'm like, well, baby, get to spilling the tea, because what's going on? Like, oh, her girlfriend, like, you know that nigga a scammer. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, who not a scammer? Everybody around here swiping visas, baby. But then I started thinking in my head, I'm like, dang, wow, where the ciabatta? Like, where the money at? Because at this point, where the money? Where the funds at? Like, what type of scam, baby? Like, head honcho scammer? Or what was it giving? What type of scammer was he? So she was like, oh, nah, so it's not like swiping card scam. Like, money fraud scam. So I'm like, okay, money fraud. Ain't that the same thing? No, so it's counterfeit money. It's like, just fake. She was like, so I'm like, why the freak you ain't been tell me? So she like, her girlfriend like, bro, I thought she been told you. I'm like, no, she ain't been no told you. So she like, no, I wasn't gonna tell you, but I just didn't know how you was gonna respond to me, and I didn't want us to get into it. I'm like, girl, I'm not trying to hear all of that. My life was on the line. Because her girlfriend, like, they was one day, I don't know how we ended up coming about. I think she was clicking on my story or whatever. She ended up seeing me post him or whatever. So she was like, her girlfriend was like, that's the boy I was telling you about that scammed me out my money. She was like, she had got some illegal things from her, and she ended up giving her back change, but all the change was fake. So she literally was telling her that day, she was like, oh, we about to go get our lick back. Like, I'm about to go get my lick back. Like, you're not finna give me no counterfeit money and think I'm not finna, you know, come see about you. So she was like, that same day they was supposed to spend, but she didn't, because her girlfriend was like, oh no, that's Shant'e dude, that's Shant'e dude, She was like, well, you need to tell her to get from around him, because I'm not the only person that he out here giving counterfeit money for, and everybody looking for him. So it all started making sense on why he did not want to be in public, why he did not take me nowhere. And honestly, that was the grace of God, why I was never in the car with him. But why he always end up in my car. And see, I had a Beetle around this time, so my Beetle, my punch buggy had tinted windows, baby. It was not no fishbowl, was not gonna be right around the city, everybody could see me. But Nobody at that time when I had the Beetle, nobody knew I had my Beetle because I had a car before that, and I just making sure nobody knew what type of cars I had. But anyway, so everything started falling in line on why he just was so closed off to stuff. And it also made sense of when I showed him her picture that she was going to be there that night of the date night. He was just like, oh no, I'm straight, because you knew you was finna run into your situation. So I was like, well, when did this happen? Y'all tell me why that day I had went off on him about, you know, why you don't ever take me nowhere, why we don't do this, that, and the third. It was that same day when she said that they were supposed to spend. So I'm just like, ooh, Holy Spirit, you gonna save me every time. So she was just like, so everybody going off on friend's best friend. And we're not really going off, but we just like, bruh, that was a life or death situation. So her girlfriend was like, yeah, because we literally, people are threatening to wet this boy up off the strength of you doing counterfeit stuff. And y'all know I don't be wanting to come on here and tell all this type of story, but baby, that has something to do with my life. So yeah, but I ain't no snitch, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't putting nobody's names in nothing. If he so happened to come on here and drop his own name, baby, you're putting yourself out there. But I highly doubt that's gonna happen. But yeah, she was just like, nah, people been making threats at this man. They don't care who he with. They will wet that whole car. I mean, that car could have been dead, gone, out of here, chabada boom. Y'all wouldn't even be getting this story time. I wouldn't even be seeing y'all, hearing y'all, nothing. Because at the end of the day, you don't do nothing like that. Like okay, scamming, cool. But counterfeit money? Like, you get fake money. I don't even play about my change being wrong. So let alone it being fake money. Baby, you just gave you that means at this point I'm negative. Like, my account is negative if this is fake, because they're not going to accept it. And on top of that, you can walk in the store and give somebody some fake money and they'll think you trying to scam them, so you really getting in trouble just because somebody giving you fake money. But that's not neither here nor there. The whole situation just pissed me off. I was glad that I was out of the relationship, but I was just mad because she should have told me sooner. When I tell y'all I don't play about my safety, I don't play that at all. That's one thing I can say about Demon behind. He ain't play about my safety neither, but everything else BS. But that was a story time of how my boyfriend was a scammer and I didn't know, and I almost died, and he was a narcissist. Yeah, that's just a story time about how this relationship was some bull. Comment down below if you ever had a narcissist. I'm not gonna say a scammer, because I think we all done had that. I think I just had the worst of it. I don't even want to call him a scammer. I'm gonna just say he just, I don't know what, a clown. That's what I'm gonna say. Comment down below if you had a clown. Comment down below if you ever had a narcissist. Just comment down below, period, because y'all, I be need some encouragement to just keep dating, because I be scared to date people because it just be the lies, the BS, it just be so much going on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you enjoyed the story time, leave a comment down below. Make sure you thumbs this video up. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, but most importantly, turn your post notifications on so your phone can beat buzz, vibrate, and do whatever it does when your girl posts another video. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next story time.